So, welcome back, students, for the class of histology. And as all of you know, that histology is the branch of biology which deals with the study of the tissues, how the tissues are composed of, how they are arranged in the body. That is studied in the histology. As all of us know, that every organism consists of the organ systems, and organ systems are ultimately made up of organs, and all the organs are made up of tissues. So tissues are the group of cells which perform the same function. So we are going to study here particularly about the histology of the alimentary canal, that is the tissue structure of the alimentary canal. As all of you know, that alimentary canal is consisting of the mouth, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, and large intestine. Yes, it is also called as the digestive system. So, we are going to study in this lecture about the histology of the esophagus. So, esophagus consists of the four layers, that is mucosa, submucosa, muscularis externa, and serosa. Remember these names: mucosa, submucosa, muscularis externa, and serosa. These are the four layers of the alimentary canal. So throughout the alimentary canal, right from your esophagus till the rectum, these four layers are there. So mucosa followed by the submucosa, submucosa will be followed by the muscularis externa, and outermost will be the serosa. So innermost it is the mucosa. Mucosa is further consisting of the lining of the epithelium. Epithelium varies in every part of the digestive system. So, for example, here it is called as a stratified squamous epithelium. Squamous because the cells are flat. Stratified because there is a multiple layers of the cells in this epithelium. So, it is called as stratified squamous epithelium. Then it is followed by the lamina propria and then finally muscularis mucosa. These are the three sublayers of the mucosa layer. Which layers? Epithelium, lamina propria, and muscularis mucosa. These are the three layers of the mucosa. So, why the epithelium in this region are squamous? As all of you know, that when we eat the food, the teeth helps to masticate the food by chewing it, and saliva get mixed with that food, and then that swallowed portion of the food, that is called as bolus. That food which is very finely chewed and it is getting mixed with the saliva, and that is now termed as a bolus. And this bolus will enter in this tube. So sometimes it may be possible that food may contain the hard particles. So due to the friction of those food particles, there may be a damage to the layer of the epithelium. So this epithelial layer should be very rough and tough. So squamous epithelium helps in protecting the tissues. So that's why the epithelial lining is consisting of the squamous epithelium. So when we talk about the structure, so it's like epithelium followed by the lamina propria and followed by the muscularis mucosa. So, as we know that epithelium consisting of the squamous stratified epithelium followed by the lamina propria, इसका simple function है. इसमें कुछ glands है, esophageal cardiac glands which produce the mucus which aids in swallowing the bolus. जो आपका बाइट लिया है आपने फूड का, वो माउथ से लेके स्टमक तक easily पास होना चाहिए without any friction. So there is a production of mucus which keeps the surface of this esophageal tube very moist, so that the bolus will be easily passed down to the stomach. Then final third layer of the esophageal mucosa, it is the muscularis mucosa, and which is very simple. It is consisting of smooth muscles. Just remember that muscularis mucosa consisting of the smooth muscles. The next is the esophageal submucosa. So esophageal submucosa again, it consisting of the various glands which secretes the mucus. It also contains some of the cells which secretes the pepsinogen enzyme. Pepsinogen which is inactive in form, which will go or enter into the stomach, and due to the acidity of the stomach or HCl, it will get converted to the active form, that is pepsin, which will help ultimately in the protein digestion. Then there are lysozymes which are having the antibacterial property. So this is all about the submucosa. Then after submucosa, there is the outer lining that is called muscularis externa. So muscularis externa helps in giving the strength to this esophageal wall. So as the bolus will pass down, the esophageal tube will contract and relax. So that relaxation and contraction of the esophageal tube is because of the muscles which are present in the muscularis externa. And this muscularis externa consisting of the two types of muscles, that is the longitudinal muscles and the smooth muscles. And finally, the last lining of this esophageal tube, it is called as serosa. So this is very simple structure of the esophagus. So yeah, so you can see here in this diagram, as we have seen, the innermost layer, that is mucosa की भी सबसे अंदर वाली जो layer है, innermost, that is the epithelium, which is stratified squamous epithelium, then lamina propria containing the mucus secreting glands, then muscularis mucosa, which is followed by the submucosa. Submucosa is followed by the muscularis externa, which is consisting of simply the circular smooth muscles and longitudinal smooth muscles, which helps in the stretching of this esophageal wall when there is a passage of the bolus through this tube. And finally, there is a serosa layer. So, thank you, all of you. This is all about the histology of the esophagus.